Good afternoon and thanks for joining us. 2023 has been a year punctuated with a series of separations within some opposition political parties in Cameroon. It is in this year that Barrister Michel Ndoki, Barrister Tamful Richard and others parted ways with the Cameroon Renaissance movement, and equally within the ranks of the Social Democratic Front. It is equally in this year that the famous Article 8.2 took effect, sending out Jean-Michel Ninche and 33 others from the party. And as we speak, the president of the National Party for Reconciliation, the PCRN, Cabral Libi, is in squabbles with the founding father of the party, Robert Kona. And today we are asking the questions: why the growing squabbles, why the growing fallouts within our opposition parties? That is the question and more we shall be answering in today's edition of 360 Degrees. We shall be right back. Thanks for joining us. And in the house we have some great minds today that will be helping us understand our topic of today. I shall begin with the lone lady in the house. You know, they say ladies before gentlemen. Promise Akante is a journalist. Promise, it's an honor to have you.
It's my pleasure to be here, Hyacinth, and I'm sure that with the gentlemen we are going to discuss this without fear nor favor and without hurting sentiments, but just saying the truth to the population.
Say the truth to the population. Divine is a councillor of the Bello municipality, and he equally doubles as the militants of the ruling party. Divine, you are welcome.
Thank you, Hyacinth. It's my pleasure being there in the program. Special greetings to the people in the panel, and we hope to have a fruitful discussion to share ideas on the topic and to learn to make sure we contribute our own quota for the development of the nation. Thank you very much for the invitation. Thank
you, Divine. And by you, I have Mr. Ayuk James. He is the militant of the PCRN, and he's here today. At least CPRN in English. Yes, to be precise. Yes. So you are welcome.
Thank you, Mr. Asen. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you to all good people. I want to greet particularly my current mother, Mama Ines Moyas, and the husband, Papa Marcel K, and all the militants, our militants and members of our party who are working, preparing our Congress.
Talking about
talking about the preparation. 17 December 2023.
Talking about the preparation of the Congress, how is it going on?
No, that's smoothly. Everything is going on smoothly. Everything is going on smoothly.
We shall come back to that. And by my left, we have the Secretary General of the Cameroon Renaissance Movement, Barrister Ndong Christopher. It is an honor to have you.
Thank you, Mr. Hyacinth. Thank you to co-panelists. Thank you. I want to wish greetings to the militants of the Cameroon Renaissance Movement who are all preparing very seriously for our national convention, the 3rd Ordinary National Convention of the Cameroon Renaissance Movement since its birth in 2012.
Just for the sake of clarity, elective convention?
It's an elective convention, elective ordinary convention of the party. Yes.
Thank you, and ladies and gentlemen, we shall be coming back to the studio. But first, let's take some of the key elements that made news during this week.
Il faut respecter la loi, Monsieur le Président. On attendait ce projet de loi 15 jours avant l'ouverture de la session. On l'a qu'aujourd'hui, un document à moitié. Est-ce qu'on va continuer? Quel Cameroun allons-nous laisser à notre génération, Monsieur le Président?
Another attack by the opposition members of parliament at the hemicycle against the non-respect of the deadline for the submission of the finance bill.
À un moment donné, on doit se révolter.
At a point, we must revolt. We are a minority, but we are at the good side, the side of the law.
Du bon côté, du côté de la loi.
A handful of the representatives of the minority portion in the National Assembly lamented over the non-respect of the law by lawmakers. The finance bill tabled on the night of Thursday, November 30th, was expected by the MPs at least 15 days before the start of the November session, as stipulated by the law.
Vous violez la loi tous les jours, maintenant vous vous opposez à quoi? Ce projet de loi, on devait le recevoir après combien de temps?
Il y a une violation de la loi.
It is total violation of the law. Democracy is not about the majority, but the respect of the law. What does the law say? How to work on the voluminous document within the short time left before adoption is one of the major worries of these opposition MPs.
Je ne vois pas un député qui, par extraordinaire, pourra exploiter.
I don't see any extraordinary MP here that will read and examine a document of 1,200 pages in few days.
Le circuit d'examen d'un projet de loi avant que ça n'arrive à l'adoption en plénière.
Despite the squabbles, the Speaker, Kavaye Yege Jibril, and the CPDM lawmakers accepted the Prime Minister head of government, Joseph Diongote, to present the economic, financial, social and cultural program, as well as the bill for evaluation and adoption. But the questions raised by the opposition members of parliament remain unanswered. Why more than 30 days late in submitting the text? Why an incomplete draft text without explanatory notes? Questions presented to the parliamentarians, including the majority group. The squabbles between the national president of the Cameroon Party for National Reconciliation, Cabral Libir, and the founding father of the political outfit, Robert Kona. Kona is reported to have gone to court, seeking to reclaim the party from Cabral Libir. A move, he explains, that is geared towards reorganizing the opposition party, stating that the party laws have constantly been violated. In his latest outing before the press on November 16, 2023, Cabral Libir, on his part, reiterated that most of the claims advanced either by one of the founding fathers or the social media were not grounded. He added that his relationship with Robert Kona is still very strong, and what they are facing now is just a challenging moment. He equally stated that his elections at the helm of the party was in strict conformity with the laws. What is more disturbing at the moment is whether or not the National Congress of the party, earlier scheduled to take place from December 15 to 17 at Kribi, will take place or not, especially when the administrative authority is said to have rejected the demand for authorization. Maybe a plan B on the venue of the event is on course for the elective General Assembly. It should be recalled that the PCRN was created in 2003 but only became popular in 2019 when Cabral Libir took leadership. The strength of the party grew bigger in 2020 when they got 5 seats at the National Assembly, 206 municipal councillors and 7 councils.
Thanks, and if you are just joining us, this is 360 degrees on Canal International. Barrister, I saw you nodding your head. You wanted to react to the reports you just watched.
Yes, I was nodding my head with the pressure I saw in Parliament, the heat. Mm-hmm. You see, this government is known for its violation. So we are told people that going to Parliament is only going to have those headaches. It's not important, it's not necessary. The people are in their majority obese, and they are there to do things that is against the people. How can a parliamentarian elected to defend the interests of a people is violating a parliamentarian who is supposed to enact laws, look at laws, bring them up, and then validate them, is already violating the rules of the House. In fact, it is really what we had previewed in the CRM and said that House is still very dirty, with dirty people, and people who are unkempt, people who do things with a lot of, fear, no fear or no favor.
Thank you, Barrister.
What they do is they do it with a lot.
Maybe to cut short, Barrister, but I'm just surprised because you and I, as journalists, we always do reports every session, every November session of the Parliament. We always know that these same complaints come up. They always complain of the bills being given to them after time. But what do they do in concrete? You know, because these people come to Yaoundé a few days to session. Now, when they are back in their municipalities, what do? How much pressure do they put on government to send them these bills or this draft budget before time? Don't wait that the government will come and give you. You know your government, you know your system. Put them pressure, and you know that you are very tiny. You are a very tiny minority in the National Assembly. You cannot force your voice.
Yes.
They are supposed to put pressure on these ministers. They have access to their cabinet. Go and ask them, have you already drafted your bill?
Yes.
Have you already put everything to give to the Minister of Finance, or to give to the Prime Minister, who is going to bring it to National Assembly? Because it is their work. They have the responsibility to make sure that these things are done right. But are they doing it rightly?
Yeah.
Stop complaining like children who have been taking their bonbon, please.
Yes,
you have something else to do.
I'm not getting you. Maybe just to reiterate that on the first day of session reopening, these issues came up, which means that the opposition started this complaint from the very first day, and they made it very clear that they have been waiting, and then because
don't wait with your system. Don't wait for them. Go and force them to do it.
The bill has a canon to follow before arriving. So I want to believe they have been following that.
Because they know it already.
Okay, maybe we shall look for.
So we shall respect 15 days.
For example,
that is the issue.
That's what you want to validate here now.
No,
we say the people have violated the law. The government.
I am not saying that.
The government.
I am not saying that I am validating. I am simply saying that you and I were surprised that lawmakers
law brokers
are law brokers.
Good.
We are all surprised about that. I'm not. Okay, maybe we shall reserve that for another day. We shall have more time to talk about the 2024 budget. Yes, when it shall be adopted in Parliament.
Of course, it will be adopted.
Today, let's get to our focus. And today we are asking the questions. Why the growing fallout in or within the opposition parties? Promise.
You see,
we've seen cases over and over, moving from one party to another. We almost see the same scenarios. What is happening?
You know, I'm just going to be as frank as possible. By this time, I'm sure you're going to forgive me after the program. We'll take 1 month after, but and for you to for the CPNR, you're also going to pardon me. But until our leaders learn to accept that you don't go into politics for yourself, for your personal gains. You have to put the people's interest first. Yes. Let's look at the simple examples. Small. You give me like 5 minutes. Let's go gently. When Professor Maurice Kamto was going in for the presidential elections in 2018, he put himself in front. He was going for the presidential elections, and he did. He did not win. Anyway, he was where he was, but he was in front. Now, when his people, his other party people, were actively working on the field, mobilizing, galvanizing, rallying, campaigning for municipal and legislative elections, he did not stop them. They kept on working on the ground, making sure that they go into parliament, go to councils, and then bam, from nowhere he cancelled it. Did he consider the people's interest when he cancelled the elections, or when he withdrew from going to the elections? He didn't. Let's go to the SDF. Many people complain about the SDF where they're not on the plateau, so we'll keep their case.
Just to indicate that, talk about the SDF, I tried having them, but today they have their NEC meeting, the very first under Chairman Joshua Osi, so and the effective presence
let's keep
is
their
required.
Dossier for another day. So let's talk about the CPNR in English. You know, there is a founding father, and there is a figure which is in front, the face value of the party. If already at that point we have this technical squabble between the founding father in quotes and he who is the face of, because people will even be surprised to hear that there's another person called the founding father of the PCR or the CPNR, and then there's Cabral Libi, who is the face carrying the thing in front. What do they think they are giving us as an image? Do they consider those who are supporting them? Do they consider their interests? Like, we want this National Congress to host so that we can discuss these things and put the party in front. They are not considering the people's interest, and that is the first fallout. If you go back to the SDF, why are they struggling to have a name of their own? Why don't we have a coalition opposition in the first place? Because it's like, who is going to be the president? They forget about the people's interest. Like, okay, if you have a coalition, mindless of who is the national president, people will be happy because their voices will be heard more. They'll have more representation. They're going to have better value. But no, self-interest does not allow it.
I'll come back to you just to indicate to our viewers that you can equally contribute to the talking point through the numbers you have on your screen. Please, WhatsApp and SMS only. Do not call. Make your messages short, brief, and explanatory enough for us to read it out here. Divine, promise is kind of like trying to let us understand that leadership interest is responsible for what we see in most of the opposition parties today.
Thank you, Mr. Hyacinth. I will accept with her the first thing that has contributed to the numerous fallouts within the opposition in Cameroon, like she rightly said, is greed and self-interest. And permit me to add to that point the fact that there is lack of internal democracy in most opposition political parties, and that has contributed to numerous fallouts. If we take example, we will see that many people left the SDF. When you look at the SDF convention or congress that took place a few weeks ago,
yes,
you will notice that it was a good success. But it could have been extraordinary if the big wings of the party, like Honorable Jean-Michel Nietzsche,
like some of the big wings, because some big wings are still there.
Like Honorable Jean-Michel Nietzsche, like Barrister Chapi Lavoisier, like Jean-Robert Wafo, they were not there. And why did they leave the party? They left the party because of lack of internal democracy. You know, at one moment, before the demise of late John Frudy May, so rest in peace, he was like the almighty chairman of the CBD, of the SDF. And it was difficult for some people who were aspiring to occupy the post to show up. And that was lack of internal democracy that made most of them to go. And that is the same case. At the beginning of the program, you mentioned Barrister Michel Ndoki and Barrister Tamfu Richard that left the CRM. Why did they leave? They left because at one moment, Barrister Michel Ndoki showed her interest to be, the president of the party. And, because of that issue where some people think that no, they are supposed to be maybe the life or the only people, to rule political parties, forgetting about the aspirations of others, she was bound to leave.
Yes, I want to reiterate that they did not leave; they were fired from the party. Yes, maybe a barrister would.
They were fired because they showed. They were fired because they showed interest, and a good democratic party could not have fired people that showed their interest, maybe to stand for the post of the president. Firing them is only a fear that might be Barrister Michel Ndoki could have, had some influence more than that of Prof. Maurice Kamto that we respect so much. And please look at the case of the CPNR. You see, there's a saying that when the viper is in the bush, it belongs to the children. When it is caught and brought home, it belongs to elders. Cabral Libi brought the party to limelight, and today the party has become so flourishing, so blossoming from nowhere. Robert Kona is coming out. I don't think his coming out is somehow wrong, but it's just that aspect of greed. Instead of supporting Cabral Libi to see how the party could keep growing, internal squabbles, infighting, greed, and self-interest is really contributing to a numerous fallout within the opposition parties in Cameroon.
Divine, we shall be coming back to you. Let's get to Barrister. I saw you itching to react.
Yes,
because
I know to react is to correct certain statements that have been made here. Starting first with Madame Akante.
Yes.
Promise. I want to tell you that Maurice Kamto was elected as the presidential candidate in 2018. Stand the race for the party.
Yes.
That's a national convention, and with candidates who voted from abroad. So he went into that convention. I want to correct the fact again that Kamto won that presidential election. Irrespective of the fraudulent maneuvers you people now hold every day and start talking all what you are saying. It is your right. We always give people their right to speak. We won that election and we still maintain it today. Despite the fact that we won that election and started holding up to hold our position, we were beaten, taken and thrown into prison for no good reason, because people want to manifest their opinion. And you see, there is a buzz that is going on where they want to release some killers. A bit like that, dangle, they are back there because of the tension that they foresee. But, truly speaking, this government is doing things with a lot of impunity. Impunity means it does the things without anybody to take them hostage. Now, I come back to the other points of our militants. Yes. Which we fired. We are one of those democratic parties you can think of. I'm saying one of them. Because firing Doki, firing Tamfu from our party, you now know and you believe with me that this is the hour that if Doki was quiet, he will put his candidature. Our texts are clear. That 3 months to the convention, we call for candidature. That is when Doki and Tamfu would have been talking. It is the text of the party. We don't go out. No, Professor Maurice Kamto is, in fact, the biggest mind when you talk of law in this country and of the world, one of them. So you cannot think that we drove them, as you earlier said. They did not resign. We said they violated the text. And of course, you cannot have a militant that wants to go in for an election that is not already pronounced by the statute. Start insulting your president. It's unheard of in any democracy. The case of Ndoki knew herself that she started off wrongly. Ndoki left the country, the party did not know. Ndoki appeared on your television, where I am, on one of your programs, La Reine. Without the party's authorization, it is not done in any political party. A militant jumps into and started talking, he was attacking Kamto on television. We were all shocked that what kind of militant is that? That did not end there. We find the hand of some underground moves, we call it black cabinet, who have extracted them and is working on them to destabilize the Cameroon Renaissance movement. But it's a party that is strong. Its head is high up there. And we are working. You see government in the physical attack us on our democratic right to do public meetings. They disturb us. To even wear our tricot and go on the streets, they arrest us. They beat us on everything. You see, we have been fighting them too. They are tired. Now, they are tired with us. And they grant our meetings because they are tired. For everything. We say, let them bring war. We shall, in fact, get them tired with peace. Because as you come, we will give you peace. You get tired with your war. This man is not violent. How do you violate the person's right? Number two.
Thank you, Barrister.
Now you are talking of PCR.
Please,
talking about PCR of Cabral Libi. It is the same handiwork, because you rightly said it. Why would that man not come in-house? Going to court will not even help him, because the law will not even give him any decision. And if you find any decision from the state laws, state court, it will not work, because it's an internal affair. They will send them back to their internal settling to settle their problem. So you see the handiwork of some hidden devils.
Yes, just to add to the court case, I just want to indicate that the complaint of the G27, as always often known, against the chairman of the party and the secretary general, were thrown out because they said
it is an internal affair. And so, in the internal affair, they will not want to handle it as we did ours properly. We publish our results. Nobody has attacked the decision of the Cameroon Renaissance movement, because it was well done and all the facts and all the violations were put, and nobody attacked us. So they have gone, and now, since she was a champion at that time, Tanfo was a champion at that time, we are waiting for them to come up as champions. Because it's always easy when you are within a setup that is well organized, and it makes you, look, I am popular today because of the Cameroon Renaissance movement. When I will leave tomorrow, I will have to fight to be popular, because there you are out of the boat. When you are out of the boat, you fall on the sea or on dry land. That is the situation.
Barrister, maybe before I leave you, I just want to reiterate that you insisted that you won the elections, and I want to insist here that the Constitutional Council has the final say on the elections. And what we know is that the head of state, the present head of state, was declared the winner. So I will come back to that, please. Yes.
You should know that the fact that a baby is crying after you have seized his corn or his bread, cries too much and you hit him, he's quiet, does not mean you own that corn.
It's okay.
So note that we won the election.
It's okay, Barrister.
The bottom line, the Cameroon Renaissance movement won the election. We repeat and we maintain.
Okay, that is your stand anyway. James,
after seizing his gato,
yes, let's go to James.
Stop the child from crying.
Yes, Barrister. Let's go to James. James, they have had their squabbles. Now you are having yours. How are the squabbles evolving?
Let me come. Thank you. You've given him more than 10 minutes.
Really?
You see, I always behave like a gentleman.
Yes.
I want you first of all answer. I don't want to insult your intelligence. You are very intelligent. I want to let you know that even the journalists here in Cameroon, they have so many problems. True or false?
Everybody
of course.
Good. So don't. When we are in a program like this, we are political actors, and it's a political issue we are discussing. Give us time to talk before she comes in.
I know why I started with
let me tell you. Let me come.
Mm-hmm.
We are in a state of law. Cameroon is a state of law.
Yes.
But unfortunately, we have 85% of all those who govern us are lawless men and women. That is why you see every now and then what you are seeing inside that parliament. It's because we are governed by 85% by lawless men and women. It doesn't mean that Cameroon is not a lawful country.
James, we don't have much time. Let's get into the issues of the PCRN.
Yes, let me tell you, not PCR. We are not here. You said inside you are not. We have not come to talk about CPNR. We have come to talk about the general fallout of opposition party. You're true of us.
You are the recent case. We cannot ignore
that.
So
let me tell you. Let me tell you. Everything you see in a particular country, the system is behind. The system, the socio-cultural organization of a nation is in the hands of those who govern. If those who govern, they are not morally, they are not of good morals and ethical values, the role they will play, they will be contrary to nation building. So all you see, starting from SDF to the ruling party, majority, because not all, we still have more noble men and women in that party.
Are you saying that
we still have they are minority. They are solely responsible because they don't respect the moral. Listen, they don't respect the moral and the social organization.
Ayuk James,
they talk more about democracy, forgetting that the state in its setting.
Yes, sorry to cut you.
Why should you cut me?
I'll come back to you. I'll still give you back the mic.
Yes.
We have an issue at hand.
Good.
You are national president.
Good.
And the founding father of your party.
Yes.
They are at loggerheads.
Yes.
What we want to understand here is how is the situation evolving?
No, I told you from the beginning. I told you from the beginning everything is going on smoothly. We have those who are in charge of conflict resolution. They are there working day in, day night. I told you from the beginning everything is going smoothly. Everything is going out smoothly. So at the end of it, I think we'll come out victorious. We are not looking for a victory. Let me just say, we are not looking for a victory, but we are looking just to harmonize, something to harmonize, that all of us, we should come back as a family. Beside our founding father, he remains the founding father of the party. Because let's come back. It's just a misunderstanding.
Yes,
immediately that misunderstanding is cleared out, all of us will come back together and we continue to move together. There's no
I will come back to you. Maybe promise before I come to you, Barrister, this issue of founding fathers. How far or what is the boundary of a founding father in the party in relation to the laws of the party? Is the party supposed to move maybe according to the whims and caprices of the founding father or according to the text of the party?
You know, we cannot deny. I'm a lawyer. In first state, I'm a lawyer.
Yes.
You cannot deny the word a founder. For every structure, there is a founder.
Of course.
It goes without saying. In the Cameroon Renaissance movement, if we see the track through which we were put to birth, you have all of Cameroon on the same day, and so we shoved aside that notion of founder because we have a long list that you don't know who is a founder. If you like, and give me some short minutes, our party germinated from the soil of the party that was formally legalized by Professor Alain Fouguet. Unfortunately, he's in prison today for his opinion for not killing anybody. He did nothing wrong. Now, the law of Cameroon gives right for a political party can gather and decide on its bureau to change the name of the party. That is how, from that ground, germinated the fruits of the CRM party. And the first ordinary convention of that party held was in Yaoundé here with all heartbirth. You know, we went through heartbirth. We went through, they say, this cesarean birth. So we are still faring because the child is very strong. and it is the face that the CPDM does not want to see, and the government. Now,
Thank you. Yeah.
let me tell you, after that birth, we held our first ordinary convention.
Yes.
And till today, we're working strong. The 6-7 months after the twin elections came out, we knocked one deputy out of that election for 6 months, 6-7 only. Then after which, we went for the presidential election. We skipped the senatorial election because we're very sure government, which is Marshall Plan to dribble the others, brought the senatorial election without necessarily waiting for another council and parliamentary election, and then regional election, in order now to give a free playing ground for the others to compete for senatorial election. They carried on. You know, they like obesity, and that's how their stomachs are. If you see them, all of them, big stomachs.
Barrister,
So
I'm sorry.
it's not any sort. It's a tourism. I'm describing them. They have big neck. You have seen in Parliament. You bring a bill, 800 pages for somebody to read.
1,200 pages.
Adamu Kupi, Honorable Adamu Kupi has posed the question there. How can somebody eat? Put how many? Extraordinary. Who is that extraordinary parliamentarian that can read? They took years upon years to build that document, and then they expect somebody to study it and build proposals and criticize in a few days. In fact, these are the gimmicks the CRM saw with his spyglass and said that Parliament is not a place for us. We are only helping to go and give legitimacy to those people in order to misuse the Cameroonian population.
I will still come back to you.
Time is coming.
Yes,
we shall come for an election. And let me say, before you ask me the question, I know what you ask. Know that it's a democratic right for a party to go for an election and not to go for an election. So don't keep asking me, why did you boycott? It's equally and a democratic right for him to go, even after he has stopped not going. There is no law saying that if you don't go, you'll be beaten. If you go, they will stop you. No. It's no law. As far as I know, I'm a lawyer.
Yes, it's understood. Promise, maybe you just take this question. When the founding father of a party says, give me back my party, it sounds more like a personal property.
It is a personal property, and that is where the problem lies. Because if you, it was your party, why didn't you make it known when you had it? You had it, it was little known or not even known. Now there's this dynamic young man who comes, and because he's youthful, he's pushed for, I'm coming to his case again later on, but because of his dynamism, he has taken the parties to different levels, even having members in the National Assembly, and they have very young MNAs. We have this I'll not call her name because of course we all know her. We have younger people who are in the National Assembly because of the young person who was in front or who is in front at this moment.
Yes.
Now, if you are to ask people like, okay, let us ask ourselves what is happening to our political scene. Look at how much confusion those who are supposed to be leaders are creating. It is now they'll be wondering why there is voters apathy in Cameroon. How many are we? We are approximately like 25 million Cameroonians. How many are registered? And how many effectively go for elections? Have they even sit down to question like, why are people not going for elections? Why are people not even registering? I was going to ask the people of the CPNR, like, yeah, it's true, Cabral came up with, Honorable Cabral came up with Operation 1 million registered voters. I don't know the balance sheet as at now. Maybe he will tell us how many have been registered so far under that operation. I thought I was still talking. Okay.
Yes. For these 2 years, I've registered 8,000.
Okay.
The Cameroonians.
Yes, 227 Cameroonians. You are only one municipal, 8,000 for these 2 years.
Alone or as a party?
I say I'm the representative. You know, we work in a commission. I'm the representative.
Thank you.
We are going towards it.
Thank you so much for that clarification.
So yes.
But excuse me, the answer
please,
is
you try to land from.
So let us land. When you create all of this cacophony in your parties, and how do you expect Cameroonians to want to belong, to want to recognize themselves, to want to relate to you, to what you are doing, because they need someone who has a clear vision. If you ask them like, okay, what is CPNR going? What is it going to do after this? What's their roadmap? What next? They may not tell you. I am still talking.
No, this is not a program for journalism. This is a program.
I will give you.
It is our duty.
I will give you time to
analysis and commentaries.
Let me tell you. It is our duty to inform Cameroonians. You know that, right?
Community federalism. That is the vision.
I want you to understand that we have a duty to
let her finish and
you go. No, when you ask, put a question, I answer you directly.
So understand
community federalism, that's our clear vision for Cameroon.
Every Cameroon has a right to understand how you function, because you need them for your party to stand.
You are not informed.
Take your
A
time.
Journalist like you.
It is not
See,
me
see,
being informed.
closer
I
to
am
the
informed.
party,
You
no?
need to inform the public.
Mr.
You know about me.
Mr. Ayub, Mr. Ayub,
I
Mr.
am
Ayub,
offering you
please,
the floor to
Mr.
inform
Ayub,
Cameroonians. You pass through
Mr. Ayub,
us
we will
as
gain
to
more
inform
time.
Cameroonians.
We
Don't
will
you
gain
know
more
that?
time if we talk orderly, please. Yes, yes.
Journalists provoke for you to explain.
Thank you very much. He does not understand the
Let her
concept.
finish. I will give you
Why
time to
am I
talk.
on the
Yes.
platform if not?
All what she has spoken about CRS.
Of course.
And you
It's a forum for
verified
me
it.
now
They gave
to
you-
clarify the public.
They gave you more than
So just be
10 minutes.
patient.
The issue is
They
that
gave you 10 minutes.
Mr. Ayub, Mr. Ayub,
You get 3
Mr.
minutes from it.
Mr.
Ayub,
promise.
He has not understood.
Yes,
my
promise has
point.
just raised.
I am helping you to explain what
Promise
your
has
party
just
is
raised
doing.
a
You're supposed to be
pertinent worry.
thanking me on the contrary
Yes.
for helping you to explain. I just helped you now to say that you have reached that 200 Cameroonians. If I didn't ask the question, you would not have said it.
So you
People
were
would not
itching-
have known. You're supposed to be thanking
Thank
me
you,
now.
Promise.
So tell us.
You were
what-
itching. You were
what
itching to react.
Yes.
React now
Let-
orderly.
let's- okay, orderly. The next
those
point
who are
is-
watching you.
My next point
Yeah,
to
next
you
point,
now
let-
is this founding father, in quotes, who wants to be in the spotlight. What does he have to offer that cabal the bill has not been offering for all of these years? That's the point.
The founding father is a member of the party.
Of course.
He is.
Good. So he has the right within the party either to explain or to contest. He has the right within
And
the
what is he
party.
offering?
Let me
What
ask
is
you
he
this.
going to
Excuse me.
offer?
What is what
The
he's
founding
doing?
father.
Yes. What he's doing now?
Cabal Living has
Please.
to help people to register as
Promise, give me a
as
minute,
voters,
please.
yes?
Excuse me. Let
Yes,
me
please,
come back to you.
Mr. Ayub, maybe you just answer the questions at once.
Yeah.
What the founding father is doing at the moment, is it in conformity with the party text or it is out of the
No,
party
it's
text?
not. It's not. Just ask why did that deal suspend the convention?
I'm still coming to that.
The texts are very, very clear. The texts are very clear.
Yes.
When you want to declare, a political party,
Yes.
you have it's a whole bureau that goes.
Of course.
Yes. When the minister registers the party, he sees all the names of all the bureau members. But
Yes.
if one person comes and lay a complaint,
Yes.
then you just decide to. It means there's a problem. That's why I say all the problems we are facing in Cameroon is those who govern us. They are behind all the manipulation.
Thank you.
But not all of them. We
yes.
still have noble men and women in this country.
Thank you. I like
in that same party.
I like the conclusion. Divine, these separations, these squabbles are definitely beneficial to the CPDM.
I don't think the CPDM even needs the squabbles to, the CPDM is a party that has a good text, a party that goes the road. You see, Mr. Aysen, one of the things all parties always do is to forget about elitism, thinking about the elite and forgetting the grassroots. Because, I was talking with somebody of the CPN at one time, and he told me, hey, I don't know how we could go and establish ourselves in your area in Boyo. I told him that, you see, as a party, you are supposed to take that risk to make sure your ideologies are not just limited to the, urban centers, and make sure your ideologies go down to your local population. You see, most opposition parties are even disconnected with the local population.
Don't you think maybe limited resources could account to that?
Limited resources, and who is to mobilize resources and give them? They are supposed to know what to do to mobilize their resources. And so, what am I saying here? The CPDM, when you look at the recent tour of the Secretary General of the CPDM Central Committee, that is to tell you that the CPDM is not sleeping. That is work. And he has toured all the 10 regions of the country, organizing seminars, mobilizing the population, so that the message will leave now from the regional coordination committees to the section president, to the subsection president, to the branch president, and to the sales president. And why some parties are only there to come and give the cries of babies' cries in 2025 to say, oh, election has been reached, they will forget the groundwork that is being undertaken by the CPDM. And you and I know that.
If you only need 30 seconds to react to Divine's.
Let him land.
He has landed.
Let him land. Let him land. In few seconds.
Divine. It is not benefiting the CPDM in any way, because the CPDM has always been mobilizing, because whenever the CPDM finishes an election, they let go and start thinking about future election. And that is what we call projection. And maybe, I'm tempted to say, if parties don't project, they always, like they talk about coalition, they will wait for 2025 before thinking about coalition. No, the CPDM is always projecting and looking into the future, thinking faster than everybody.
And I just want to say that talking about coalition during the SDF convention, I saw a lot of parties bringing up the idea of a coalition.
And will it come to fruition?
To tackle 2025.
But I was
promise
just
briefly.
surprised at how Divine is comfortably saying that the CPDM is taking the lead, knowing fully well that you will see a minister leaving his office in capacity as a minister, not as a simple party militant, using the government car with CA, using the government fuel bond, using a whole lot of government resources to work for the CPDM as a party. You know, the line between being a government official and being a party militant is very thin and clearly invisible. So you can't blame the opposition for not having government resources to do groundwork. I'm not in any way buying their cases anyway. I'm just saying
that's exactly why I talked about resources,
understand
because
that the resources they have is Cameroonians' resources, and the opposition do not have Cameroonians' resources. I'm just saying.
Barrister, he just made mention of the fact that the mobilization maybe within the opposition is not enough for resources.
You see, when I see a young man like this in front of me, you look at my age, look at your age. When you talk trash, when you talk things like that, listen.
No, please
listen.
Please, Barrister, it is his opinion. Let us
listen.
Yes.
I'm starting.
It's okay. Wait.
I'm starting with him.
It's okay, Divine.
I want to start with him as an individual.
Yes.
I withdraw the word trash. All what you have been saying. When I look at your age, I'm ashamed.
Don't be ashamed.
Yes. Okay, I'm proud of you.
You people, the opposition, you part of the opposition have failed us for many years, Barrister.
Divine, please. Barrister has the mic.
No, but Barrister has the mic.
Just hold on.
I did not stop you when you were talking. What you were talking were
yes.
me. I did not answer you. I want to answer you now. Please.
Barrister, you have the floor.
But using good words and responsible words.
He has withdrawn.
Don't be ashamed of me, Barrister. You are neither my political mentor, you are neither my parents, or you are neither. I respect my political ideologies because I respect
Divine
yours.
is okay.
I withdraw trash.
Barrister, please.
I said, but what you are talking, when I look at your age, I look at my age, ask yourself, how long will I live to enjoy the fruits of what I'm fighting for your future? That's a big question. And then you sit and tell the populace listening to us that the CPDM is well structured, is this.
Yeah, I know, Barrister.
It is not.
Well structured.
It is using government machinery to, in fact, do its political activities. You said, for example, the Secretary General went round. Yeah. The Secretary General going around the country did not make any impact. I want to draw your attention to that. They came back on their table to examine. They realized that it is really gone. The population is against them for several reasons. They are managing their think tank there on what to do next. But let me tell you, the Cameroon Renaissance movement is every day out. Every day we are fighting with government. A government will sit and insult political parties as small political parties. But yet, you, instead of showing your bigness and your maturity, you are cramming on them using state machinery, the army, the police, to cram them down. You see everything every day. When you come, be very straight with your judgment. Give the scene as it is today. The political opposition parties are suffering from government hands. Cabral Libby's this thing was, in fact, cancelled. It's still the same government you are talking of. There is no day they have cancelled a CPDM rally. Are they the ones that respect? Are they the ones that respect the laws of this country and the others are not respecting? Which kind of law is there that no other person can respect except the CPDM? Now, if Camto wants to go out in this country as Kwete is going out, will they accept? You are in this country. You see. Every day Camto just get out of his home to go to a quarter, the whole place is full with army. And you're laughing at yourself, my brother.
Okay.
Honestly, when you're laughing at yourself. Because when we are in this pain, you take it for like you are not looking for an appointment as a minister. So judge the political scene correctly. What I'm saying is, the government uses
Divine, you have a pen, you have a paper. You can judge what you feel not comfortable with, and then you react later, please.
We have understood in this country that CPDM party is not different from government funds, and government is not different from them. So they use it with a lot of, without shame, fear, or favor. You see some of them go to prison, you start hearing, oh, it's because madam told me to give this, or the director said I should give this. Give them for what? For political reasons. And you come again before this plateau to inform Cameroonians that there are some ministers who are not CPDM, my master. That one is an overstatement. Let me tell you, all the ministers, all the DOs, all the police, all the gendarmes, everybody is afraid of his position not to be sacked. And because government holds that right, that power. That is why it's cramming down everybody.
Barrister,
government is, in fact, true to itself, let them just allow opposition political parties who enter and come even to Bello. But before you get there, you get another version of Amber attacking us, which is government Amber. Let me talk. I'm talking on
Barrister, please.
We have the real Ambers. We have another government Amber. We are confused. You have thieves trained all in that process.
Barrister, that is unverified information.
Yes,
I will not allow it to go like that.
Our political parties cannot stretch their arms to those places because of the total insecurity, some of which is funded by the system in place.
Yes,
that is clear, and we don't have finances in order to go around in those places where there are trouble. But we are doing everything in our power within the Cameroon Nations movement. You hear us every day, and you hear every little move we want to make, we are blocked by government. What are they afraid of? Let them allow us. You see what we'll do. See, wait and see our convention. And shamelessly, you see in the morning they'll come and drive people. We are waiting to see. We'll still
Thank you, Barrister. We shall be coming back to you.
We are saying, come rain, come shine. The convention is on the 9th and the 10th of December. So let them stay and see our own tour that we have done. We are doing internal elections of the party. Government is cramming down on us. We want to hold public meeting. They will take us and send into the bushes. The crowd will all go there. They will still be ashamed.
Barrister, please,
so
we don't have much time.
Who is fooling who?
Barrister, please.
Who is fooling
yes.
who, Mr. Hysen?
Yes,
who is
I shall be coming back to you.
The Cameroon Nations movement
we don't have much time.
Powerful than the government in political mobilization. Let me tell you. And the leader we have, Professor Maurice Kamto, is the #1 powerful opposition political party. We have a program. We have a program. We have a program. It is on internet. It's everywhere, and we are steadfast with what we do. If we boycott election, we know the reasons why. If we are coming back for election, we know the reasons why.
Barrister,
if you don't know, our militants.
I'm sorry, I have to cut you.
Know.
I have to cut you, Barrister.
They know,
yes. We the mobilization.
It's perfect.
The message is very, very clear, and I just want to say, please, we don't have much time. Let's make our points concise and precise, as simple as possible. No, I'm not talking to you directly. I am not talking to you directly. Yes, please. Mr. Ayuk, I want us, please. We are talking about fallout in opposition. Yeah, wait, listen. You are wasting more time now. What are the effects of these separations as far as the opposition parties are concerned when militants move away, like for instance the Ninjas, the Ndokis, when they leave? What are the effects on the party?
The effects when people leave, other new people come in. When people leave, other come in.
So in other words, it's not a handicap for the party.
It's not a handicap. Let me tell you the strategy the CPDM uses. They go out and do a massive recruitment in the administration, the public administration.
Yes.
Later they turn their new recruits into elites back in their villages. That's why you see CPDM is everywhere, because they carry out a massive recruitment. They recruit their militants through the state, and later on they transform those militants into their voters. That's how they work. Yes. If not, you prove me the contrary. That's how he himself, he knows. That's how that strategy. So that's why you find them everywhere. That's why you find them everywhere.
Now let me just continue with you.
Really political.
Let me just continue with you.
Yes. So yes.
You needed time to talk. It is very clear that the divisional officer cancelled or turned down the authorization letter for your convention. Is there a plan B, or you guys are going to insist on that one to be approved?
We don't have to insist. The law is very clear on it. Very clear. The text of the party of our nation is very clear. It shows that I told you that we are living in a country of law, but being governed by lawless men. Lawless men. You know what I mean now? Because, yes.
I understand you.
So that's where the problem is. So for now, we don't have any plan B. We know that the convention will hold at 17 December 2023, Kribi town. That's period. There's nothing to think about. Nothing. We hold.
Thank you.
I seize the opportunity to invite you and
thank you,
the lady.
Divine, many are of the opinion that the squabbles have led to the creation of many, in quote, small political parties like he cited here. Do you share that view?
Yes, and the cropping up of those other political parties is just to tell you the greed. Well, at one moment, I really like that when you're a member of a political party, at one moment, you learn to stay within the ideologies of the party. you know, the squabbles has really reduced the strength of some opposition political parties in Cameroon. When you look at the SDF, when he had all the big wings that some left, like Nietzsche, like Jean Soumelu, like Jean-Robert Wafo, when they were seeing the SDF, the story of the SDF was very different from what we are having today. So today, the SDF is just trying, you know, we can say the SDF is the shadow of itself. Let me tell you, when I was growing up, I admired the SDF.
You cannot say that after the powerful mobilization during the recent convention.
The powerful mobilization, but the divisive tendencies within the parties are dealing. It's a big problem to the party, and it will be a big challenge for the new chairman of the SDF, Joshua Osei, to make sure he brings, if you want the SDF, you know, to go back to his great days and to flourish like it used to be. I think those people, they still have their place in that party. If not, the divisive tendencies in the parties
before I come to you,
a big loss to the parties.
Before I come to you, promise, we have a series of reactions. Let me just take this brief one. The opposition political parties in Cameroon, most of them are out to deceive Cameroonians, and the only way forward is a strong and solid coalition to be able to have results in 2025. That one is coming from, unfortunately, yes, it's coming from Babila in Bonaberi. We shall come back to promise when you see all this happening.
You know,
what are the chances of these opposition parties in 2025 when you see all these squabbles happening around us?
But our panelists of the CPNR said that one go, one come, two go, two come. You know, there's no problem. They are waxing strong.
But not cancelling the fact that there are militants and militants.
Yeah,
there are militants who pull the crowd, and there are militants who cannot pull the crowd.
Did he specify just that one go, one come? That there's no. You said there's no problem in people going. That there's no problem in the opposition parties. They are okay. Now the only issue we could really have, which of course is a real issue, is the fact that people who are supposed to show the way are rather taking people out of the way, because you as a political party, especially of the opposition class, you're supposed to be the voice of the people. You're supposed to represent what the people really want from the government. It is not. See, I think we should even just have to tell people that being an opposition does not make you an enemy to the government. You are not an enemy to the government. You are part of nation building. In your own side, it's just like God gave us two hands, left and right. If the government is the right hand, you are the left hand. You need to be there for the right hand to really work very well. So the opposition political parties should understand that as citizens that we are, we look up to them. We need to understand their manifestos. We need to understand their plan of action. We need to understand what they are offering us. I have my voters card. I registered several years ago. Nobody pushed me to register. I did it on my own free way because I knew that I was of age. I had to get registered. And generally I vote, generally. But the question is, will people, somebody who needs to be convinced to go and vote, what are you telling them? What are you telling that buyer and seller in Mashi Funji or in Acacia or in food market in Bamenda or in Mashi Sanaga in Dolat? What are you telling them that is going to help them to vote for you? What are you explaining to the middle class, regular classroom teacher or, banker to understand why I should vote the CPNR, why I should vote or should belong to the CRM or to the SDF, for example? You need these things. We as journalists we are going to provoke you to talk because probably you need us to help you to talk. But when we ask you the questions, answer with the correct answers, give the right answers. As I always say in exams, give the right answers to the questions. Help Cameroonians to believe in their country. Help citizens to understand that an opposition political party has to question the government in the right way.
Definitely.
And give another roadmap for citizens to follow, to work, to understand that we are partnering with these political parties to make our country great, to make our nation a beautiful place. It's about Cameroon. It is land of promise. It's my name. It's land of promise. It is our country. We are supposed to work together as opposition, as ruling party, as side parties.
Civil society.
It's like even side parties who are, of recent, like about 50 were...
40 were newly legalized.
Even those newly legalized ones, we are all supposed to partner to make our country big, because that is the goal. Whether the CPNR rules tomorrow or the CRM or the SDF, we will still have oppositions opposing these oppositions and wanting them to work for Cameroon to be a better place. All what the parliamentarians were doing there at the National Assembly was to ask the government that if you are giving us this document, how are we going to go through this budget to make make it work. It's because we want the country to be better. That's all we want.
You've raised another very important angle. Barrister, one of the reasons many advance is that the opposition is opposing the opposition. Is that true?
It's not true. The opposition is a loggerhead with the opposition because government has a hand behind opposition political parties.
Barrister, yes, we understand that government...
You have spoken, I have not spoken.
Yes.
Be gentleman.
We don't have much time, Barrister.
I am saying it is the gimmicks of the system in place. Like you see 40 new political parties. It's for what? We are not against their existence. But since when they were given that opportunity, have they held one public meeting? Have they organized? We don't even know their emblem. Or it's only the Minister of Territorial Administration. No, it's only to come and bring that same confusion within the political scene.
Are you saying
now,
that?
Listen,
are you saying that when somebody comes up with a party to be legalized, the government should not do that, which is a fundamental right?
It should first of all look at those who he had legalized, make a setback and sit and say, but these other people, you scrape up some people in order to keep the political scene healthy.
Does the law?
Then you start looking at
does
those
the law give provision
ones.
for that? That's what I want to understand. Does the law give provision for that?
But it hasn't given such provision. The law says if a political party is active or not active, it's his business. But if there is disorder within a political party, the law says the political party can be extinct. That is clear. I am saying government is creating 40 again to do what? They have not even started. They will only start when we will see them in 2025. And that's why we start seeing people springing up like mushroom. I want to say something. The CRM is a political party that is like the church. Our doors are open. People enter, people go out. If you are tired inside, you go out. We will not chase you out. If you can walk from outside, it is good for us. Everybody will welcome in the ranks of our party. Coming to coalition, I want to answer the person who said opposition political parties are what? Opposition.
That some are just out to deceive Cameroonians.
Yeah. Now, and he wants deceivers to come together. Then, from a small deceiver to several deceiver will make a big deceiver. So, honestly, that is point is put with an insult. That is what is not correct. He should say political parties should come together. It is the giving of all political parties, but everybody too wants to lead. But I want to tell you in a recent case,
Barrister, there's no time.
A political party like ours and others, we met, there were 8 with NGOs gathered for ideological purpose. And that was an ideological come together. Till today it exists. So now you start seeing how the PCRN is there, SDF is there, UDC is there, CRM is there. But it is not us that is leading as people would think. It is Madame Damjoya, Honorable Madame Tomeni Damjoya, is the leader of that opposition gathering.
We shall have time to talk about that.
And you know, government again crack down on us not to spread our ideology. You now see the
we shall come back to that.
When we want to talk about the government, you say we don't carry out our activities. We carry out the step.
We are left barely with 2 minutes. Your last word?
America, the population of America is more than 500 million. They have 2 parties.
Yes.
The population of United Kingdom is more than 500 million. 3, the parliamentary system. In China, more than 1 billion. How many parties? Yes. Why is it that in Cameroon, just they were not up to 30 million? We have 400 parties. So now you understand why I say the government is behind all the disorder we are facing. I want you to prove me the contrary.
Do you know that if they were to limit it maybe to 2 or 5 political parties, your party will not be among?
They will have a party to join. Will be among the parties.
Thank you so much.
You think that because we have 2 parties in America?
No, I am saying that
are not active.
I am saying that the blame.
Are they not active?
I am saying that the blame is not.
The problem is the government. I told you from the beginning that I
am saying that yes.
Has made the country ungoverned. There's nobody that can govern. He has created so many philosophers, kings. So the country has become ungoverned. They cannot govern this.
It's understood. The blame is on the government, and don't forget that the opposition political parties equally have a small portion of the blame as to the disorder that we are facing.
You say small portion. Thank you. You say small portion.
In 5 seconds, please.
So by the time we get to the government, we will just close the gap. That small portion.
There is no democracy without the opposition, and I really implore the opposition in Cameroon to play their part. They have the right to check the expenditures of the government, to criticize the government, to present good policies for the government.
Thank you. Thank you. Promise. I'm sorry. I will not give you the last. I will not give you the last chance to talk, Barrister. it is here that we draw the curtains of today's program. Thank you so much, and take the appointment for next Saturday. And for the meantime, stay out of trouble. Bye-bye.